Well, so this wall is almost ready to be nailed. I just have to straighten it out a little bit more, and then I should be able to nail, the wall to the existing wall here, right? And I'm just going to run up and grab my my framing nailer and a clamp. I'm going to use the clamp to pull these two walls together, and keep them and keep it keep the 2x4s lined up, without any gap and without any, so that it's plumb. You can see that right now it's sticking out about 2.5 inches or so. So I'll just sort of push that in, and then I'll clamp it. Use a big clamp, clamp it all the way from out here to there. So I'll need a fairly good sized clamp. I think I've got one. Let's see here. That is, sorry for the shakiness. That's 14 inches across there about. So I just have to make sure that I've got a clamp. It can go out 14 inches. I believe I do. And at some point I'm going to have to run an errand, whether that's today or not, I don't know. I'm tired of these frickin' tires. These tires go flat all the time. I don't know if it's a slow leak or, if it's, something coming from around the stem or what, but I'm just going to get new tires. I want to get knobbies. It goes on my little agrifab thing there, trailer. So I'm just going to mention Old Blue here. I use Old Blue for a number of different things, not so much mowing anymore, but right now I've got to run way over to my house and get my framing nailer and get my clamps, and it's just a pain in the ass. So, it's like going to the store or something. You start working, then you realize you need something, you got to run to the hardware store, and then you come back and oh god, I need this, and you have to go back again. That's what it's like out here in the shop a little bit right now, because I don't have everything located here, right? So some of the things are over in my garage and some of the things are here, so it's a pain in the ass to just walk back and forth. So I use Old Blue to shuttle me around. Okay, well, I've got it flush there. All right, so right where my finger is, that's the wall, and this one over here is the other wall. So they're right together, and they're flush. So I've got that clamp there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my nailer, and I'm going to just sort of nail in up sort of at an angle. I think that helps it to hold a little bit rather than just going straight in. Besides, I don't think I could go straight in there anyway. And so my nailer, which I've had for a long time, I use it to build the second floor on my house. It's this Porter cable. They make a lot fancier ones nowadays. So, and I see I've still got some nails in there, so that's good. I'm just going to check her out and drive a couple of nails in. Okay, so now I've got the wall pretty well in place. Okay, so you can see, down at this wall, I had to sort of really be pushed into place there. It was pretty hard. I couldn't really use the tractor on it without breaking the wall. So, it's just a matter of sort of pounding, using a little piece of wood for to keep me from banging the wall up, and some leverage to sort of scooch it over. And well, I've got it in place now. Okay. I think it needs to go on the bottom maybe over 1 inch, with the top being in place. You can see that it when I put the bubble on it, up top there. I don't know if you can see that bubble or not. You know, it looks like it could go just a hair more. You know, so I think I will. I'll scooch it over just a little bit more to center that bubble. Yeah, and plus I did put that bubble in, you know, various places just to make sure that that is the correct read, and it is. And something that was fooling me is on this side I have an optical illusion because this line in the floor it does not run parallel to the wall, right? And I was sort of using that as a guide to where do I need to, you know, how am I going to straighten this wall out? And I was being confused because I would look up top and I would see that the wall was, wow, right in line, had a really nice line with the nails, with the rafter up above. And, you know, as outlined by the nails that were holding the sheetrock up into it. But then I would look down and I'd be off, and I was like, okay, what do I have to do with the wall? So finally I got the bubble out and realized that this line in the concrete is not straight. That was a long story, but sure had me fooled for a while. All right, so I removed some paneling, and I measured out 41 inches from the cinder block wall onto this wall, and just sort of drew a little line coming down where I'm going to cut, and that's going to be, you know, come out. It's going to come out, you know, that's so that I can bring the wall out this way, and then angle it back towards the wall there. And I'll use all those 2x4s that I saved from the other wall to help me do that framing. So I'll get with it. Okay. Now, got to put nail that sucker on there, and then nail another one on it. That's going to be where I'm going to put the wall. It's going to go out this way. That's what I'm going to nail it to. Let's see if I can keep from doing a double nail here. Yeah. Okay. Now one more board. I really don't like using used boards. Taking the nails out, especially if it's, you know, been drywalled. But okay, so we're basically good to go here. That's not nailed in yet. But that's where the cubby hole is going to be, right over there. And it goes right around the window, just like I wanted it to. So we're good. I'm just going to nail that in now.